Alright. Yeah, I'll boot up Slippy.
It's like, I'll be trying to do doubles, and then be like, ah, shit, I kind of want to swap to, like, Mark or something. It's like, oh, I gotta do that around.
Do you want a specific character?
I don't think it matters to me.
Okay.
I just think we could do it, so maybe Fox, I don't know.
I don't know, I'm kind of feeling in a Falcon mood, but I'll just play Sheik.
Whatever works. I think my Sheik does best against Falcon, but it's kind of besides the point.
Falcon?
I think only because I played so many matches with Maxwell.
I could play Falcon, but
Whatever works.
I'll just play Sheik. I'm searching.
Alright.
Battlefield? Battlefield!
Battlefield.
Let's go. Alright, where are we going?
We'll go Pokemon.
Okay. Sounds good.
Versus Sheik. Ready? Go!
Oh god, that was too close.
Choose your character.
Yeah, I prefer looking at tournament games just because, like, you know that each player is, like, playing their best and, like, playing focused.
Sure.
Because, like, especially because, like, if this was tournament, I'd just be chain grabbing you.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, we'll,
Versus Sheik. Ready? Go!
Right? Okay.
Choose your character.
Yeah, I think game 1 will be the best one to analyze. Because I kind of ran out of juice after that one.
Okay.
Because I'm very tired.
I feel it.
Like, I thought, because I had a friend over, and I thought that he would just bus home, and I'd have, like, an hour before before we started to just, like, relax and get prepared. But, he neglected to tell me that he needed a ride home until, like, right before. So I got home at, like, 7:10, and then they cooked dinner, and now I'm here.
Nice. Yeah, I feel like that's happened to me a couple times. Like, not exactly. We're like, oh yeah, no, I can get a ride home, and then they're like, oh yeah, that's plans have changed. I need a ride. I'm like, okay, sure.
Okay. I know for certain, though, that I'm going to tell you over and over and over again to not use moves before they knock down.
Yeah,
Because you were doing a lot of that.
I mean, that's like character dependent on that part. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's one of the good things about Sheik is that usually sometimes it's just very simple of what you need to do differently.
Because like, I don't think I've ever played Sheik Dittos. I've only just started playing Sheik like a week ago.
Yeah, especially it's brutal. Like I wish. Oh no, I wish this was like a tournament or something because there were a lot of spots, especially in games 2 and 3, where I was just like letting you get away with doing bad moves when I was before knockdown percent.
It's probably worth to point those out too, for like tournament reasons.
Yeah. I'll start screen sharing with you though.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm just gonna watch, see what happens in general.
I kept forward smashing by accident a lot.
Okay, yeah. There's actually another thing. There's another thing that's happening. Because ordinarily, this down smash would be a terrible idea. Same thing with this F tilt. But I knew that you weren't going to be holding down, so I did it. So I did it anyways.
Fair.
Because if you're holding down here with this F tilt, you just grab me for free. And if you're ready for this down smash, then you just like run at me and like use your advantage instead of shielding and move dashing back. Because a big thing with Sheik is that when she hits someone with a tilt or down smash before it knocks down, it is almost always punishable.
Yeah.
So like right here, for example, if you had so you landed before I was actionable. You landed right here. This is your first frame of landing. So 2, 3, 4. So you're actionable right here. And I'm not actionable for 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 frames. So in that time, you could be like setting up an F tilt. You could be like grab. You could be setting up a grab. You could be setting up like an aerial. You could be just crouching next to me because you're at 22% and you're not going to get knocked down. You could be doing a lot of things, but instead you don't realize that this is actually a good position for you, and you just shield and leave dash away.
Setting up and up tilt or whatever. What do you mean by that exactly? Like walking up and up tilting, or like?
Yeah. Cause like right here, right? You're actionable here. So you could, if you could just boost grab, and then by the time the boost grab was out, like if you boost grab, then I just wouldn't have time to get like a move out before the boost grab hit. Especially because at the percent you're at, like this is really important with Sheik. You can just boost grab and then ASDI down, and then you just CC like an F tilt or a jab or a down tilt or a down smash. So if you do the boost grab and you ASDI down during it, then you just get a... If I do something stupid, like a tilt or like down smash, then you just get a free grab. And basically, if I do anything besides spot dodge or roll, you just get the boost grab. So, but you do need to be careful about like boost grab. But, like, you have a lot of advantage here. And like when I say... And so like... When I say like setting up an F tilt, I mean kind of like the same thing. We are not necessarily getting like a true punish, but you are setting up a situation where you have advantage on me frame-wise, which means that you can kind of force options on me. And then you could also like jump and do like an auto-cancel fair. That would just be weak to like me doing wake up forward tilt or wake up nair. But again, since you're at 22%, that's not really too worrying. Like, getting clipped by a forward tilt, not really that scary when you're at 22%.
Right.
I also could have grabbed this. Do you see how I could have just CC grabbed this?
Yeah.
Then so for this F tilt, actually, I don't know what you were doing. It looks like you kind of got hit out of the air. You got grabbed. Okay. Yeah, I think this is you just not holding down. Because basically, with Sheik, also with pretty much every character, a really important mechanical thing to do is when you are doing something like this grab, just hold down. Just hold down.
Will it buffer a down throw, or?
No, so basically, when you're doing the grab, when you're doing the grab, you just hold down on the gray stick. Because then, if you get hit, you just ASDI down. And then, like, if you get F tilted, you get a free grab.
Let's say I do get the grab. Do I to down throw it? I return stick to neutral, then hit down.
So what you do if you get a grab is you pummel once at this percent, and then you buffer down throw with the C stick. Because especially on a character like Sheik, where getting damage off grabs is really important, you need to be buffering the down throw with the C stick.
Yeah.
Do you know about buffering down throw with C stick?
Yeah, I know that.
Okay, yeah, it's really important.
Spacies don't need that as much, so.
Yeah, because spacies don't really down throw.
Yeah.
But Sheik is a down throw fiend. Okay. You were doing this one. You were doing this a lot.
Fair off ledge.
Yeah, it's
That's like
very
like
punishable.
Yeah.
It's not a good go-to.
I need to just learn the like ledge dash more. I
Yeah.
realize that that's try and make.
Yeah,
it
I
like,
was exploiting it a few times.
Yeah, it kind of is a noob killer or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I do it off like not to be mean, but like I do it off like Maxwell or like some of the people who are sort of in that like whatever you call lower
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing.
Were you trying? What were you trying to do here? Was this an intentional grab?
Maybe. I want to say it probably is considering the situation.
Okay, so this is an important thing to know about Sheik. Sheik shield pressure. Is that if I get this fair on you here, even not a good one that isn't that great, like that one, because like if you look at how high on shield that was, and how long it took me to actually hit the ground after the fair, it was not the greatest fair on shield. But even then, I think actually okay. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to see what would happen if you did if you grabbed on your first actionable frame, which is right now, because that means a lot. So grab is 7 frames. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you had grabbed frame perfectly, you'd have just grabbed me out of this. But also, this is an important thing to know about Sheik shield pressure. Perfect fair on shield, like lowest possible fair, is -1 frames. So you're actionable 1 frame before I am. Perfect nair on shield is even. So that means that if you grab and I jump, this will happen.
You just jump over it.
Yeah.
Would I just like nair out of that or something?
Yeah, nair could work. But that's the thing with Sheik shield pressure, is because it's based around the idea that I want to predict when you're going to leave your shield. I want to predict when you're going to leave your shield, so I can like do stuff like fair into forward tilt, or fair into down smash, or fair into jab. And I want to predict when you're going to stay in shield, so I can do stuff like fair to grab.
Okay.
So as Sheik, another like just an important thing to remember for like when you're doing shield pressure with Sheik, it's not really as much like guaranteed damage as like Fox or Falco shield pressure is, where you just have like a get out of the jail free card with shine grab. Or like double shine. It's more about just like being on the correct layer of mix-ups. So like understanding where your opponent is at and what they're doing, and adjusting your shield pressure so that you're one level ahead of your opponent at all times. But Sheik also has some pretty safe stuff for shield pressure. Like the just short hop fair into short hop fair that I'm doing, and then you can also do fair or nair, and then nair also works for all of this instead of short hop. It's just that it's a bit harder because you have to do what's called the sammy nair.
Yeah.
Do you know what the sammy nair is?
I think so.
It's when you short hop, and then you fast fall first, and then you nair.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So you can do that's like the best Sheik shield pressure because that's even instead of -1. But Sheik has like pretty much 2 like kind of safe ways to pressure shields. One of them is the short hop fair repeated, and the other is just short hop fair or nair and just dash back, which also would have worked here because basically the idea is if I do this fair and then I dash back, do like a long dash back, like a foxtrot, then I would be like right here, right? And I would just come back in and grab you.
It also helps because Sheik's dash is relatively low to the ground and goes very forward, like straight to the ground, so the grab wouldn't grab anyway.
Yeah, so basically when you're doing like one of those 2 safe shield pressure options with Sheik, with the short hop fair into short hop fair, you're looking for the fair, of course. And with the dash back, you're looking for the grab. So
Yeah.
the short hop fair, or the repeated short hop fair, is going to be better when you have your opponent at like this percent, right? Like 58. Especially when they're in the corner, when like fair is going to knock them off stage.
Right.
Whereas if you have someone at low percent, then you're gonna want to favor the fair into dash back because it gets you that juicy grab. And like those like Sheik shield pressure is generally pretty character independent, so those will both work on a few characters or quite a few characters. More so fair dashback though. Fair repeated fair is more situational.
Yeah.
But
I would imagine you don't want to mix up that, obviously.
But yeah, I mean, but theoretically, if you read that I'm going to do the repeated fair, then yes, if your execution is good, if you nair, you just stuff my jump every time.
Yeah.
But the thing about shield pressure and melee though is that it's inherently harder for the defender to act frame perfectly because they don't know the timing of they don't know the timing that their opponent's going to attack their shield with, right?
Right.
Because like as the attacker, you know exactly when you're going to put that move out, whereas the defender has to either react or predict. So generally, the attacker, especially with a move like fair that's -1 or like nair that's even, generally the attacker will be acting faster than the defender. So like that's a reason why with Sheik, if you want to be really bold, you can do stuff like Sammy nair into just raw grab.
Right.
Because not only is it even, but because of that attacker's advantage, it's very likely that their grab just comes out slower than yours. If you both grab it, if you're both like trying to grab at the same time, right?
Right. And then port priority. In that case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, just something to think about. Because Sheik's shield pressure is definitely really weird compared to spacey pressure. But she does have it.
Yeah.
Especially at higher percents where jab starts leading into like fair and stuff. Like especially against like Jigglypuff, for example, at high percents where like jab is actually the launcher against her. Then Sheik's shield pressure actually becomes pretty scary. Because then she can do like fair to jab. Or like aerial into jab, or like empty land into jab, and then just combo into fair and kill puff.
Right.
It's kind of the same thing with Marth, because you can use jab as a launcher against Marth as well as Peach. Okay, you just weren't ready for the shield drop. Okay, so if this was tournament, you would be getting chain grabbed here.
Yes.
This is not good DI against Sheik. Because, like...
Really do spacey DI, which is different.
Well, I mean, honestly, this isn't even really good ambiguous DI. Because from very early on, I can tell exactly which side you're going to land on. So especially if I was chain grabbing, I would have to do, like, no work mentally to figure out where you're going to land. So generally against Sheik, especially with chain grabs, you want to mix up between DI away and like other options. Because in order for Sheik to regrab DI away, she has to have pretty tight execution. And also, even without chain grabs, if you do DI away and you just SDI the forward tilt, Sheik can get literally no combo off of it. It does not. Forward tilt does not work as a combo, like as a follow up on DI away on down throw. if it's getting SDI'd. Because you just SDI it away, and then if it's the forward tilt before it knocks down, then the down throwing Sheik will actually just get nothing. And if it's when it knocks down, then the down throwing Sheik will just get a knockdown. But Sheik's tech rolls are busted, so that's not a huge deal. And then if you're playing against a Sheik that's like not chain grabbing, like for example, if you play against like James, Mr. Eroding Sun,
Right.
if he sees that you're SDIing the forward tilt after DI away, he might start trying to tech chase you. But tech chasing Sheik on reaction is actually literally impossible because her tech in place is, I think, indistinguishable from her back tech in until like way too late to react. So basically, if you do the DI away, then not only does chain grabbing Sheik have to hit the hardest regrab, but non-chain grabbing Sheik will actually just get literally nothing off of it.
Does this apply to other characters or strictly Sheik?
As far as using forward tilt when comboing, generally there are better things to. They're generally for like out specifically out of down throw. There are like generally like maybe like 50% of the time, forward tilt is the correct option. But it's very often that a forward tilt will not be the optimal choice during a down throw combo. Like for example against Marth, if you down throw, when they DI away, you're not looking for the forward tilt, you're looking for a regrab.
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing with Peach. And then kind of like with the Mario Brothers, but also another really important thing is that a lot of the time, especially once characters start getting to the mid percents, you're gonna start looking for dash attack against some characters instead of F tilt, and you're also going to start looking for like fair and nair instead of F tilt. Because like sometimes like especially if you have your opponent in like the corner and you're down throwing them and they're at like 60% or something, a lot of the time it is just better to fair them off stage than to forward tilt.
Yeah. Especially if they're at the corner.
Yeah. Because especially like a lot of players now, like it's very common knowledge that Sheiks like to forward tilt after down throwing. So a lot of players expect the forward tilt. There are definitely some situations where it is I think it is like more correct though. Like for example, if you're down throwing Marth under a platform at a percent where he can DI to the platform, but it's ambiguous. It is. I think it's often better just to forward tilt DI away instead of doing the regrab, just because it's an easier reaction. And sometimes you can't tell if Martha's going to DI to the platform until it's like pretty late, and it's like too late for you to regrab if he doesn't DI to the platform. So in situations like that, where you're just not super confident in your ability to react to whatever happens, forward tilt can be better just because it's like more guaranteed. Because you would rather like get the forward tilt and like maybe have it not lead to a combo than just get no follow up at all.
I feel I am actually pretty decent, not great, but decent at the chain grab or whatever. So I feel like I can probably do reaction based tech grabs or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, also though, I'm gonna tell you a secret about Sheik mains and the Sheik Ditto. Every single Sheik in the world absolutely loves when they get down thrown at low percent and they tech. They love teching away. Literally every single one. It's always like tech away into tech in place. Every single time for a lot of Sheiks. just because they're so used to people not being able to tech chase them. So like for James, if you play him at ass, if he goes to ass and you play him,
Right.
just look out for that. Like on the first down throw, if you don't want to go for the regrab, just like set up a tech chase and just like basically do that kind of tech chase where you like assume that he's going to tech in a certain direction, but kind of like leave yourself open to covering the other options. Does that
Like,
make
you know, like
sense?
a wave dash and like minor walking or something. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, and then there's also some other situations where F tilt's really good out of down throw. Like against Spacies and Falcon, so against fast fallers basically. If they DI, so for Spacies, if they DI behind you at like mid percents, I think for Falco it's like 80 something, and I think around the same for Fox. I'm not exactly sure on the percents. There's a document with the percents in it, like all the down throw, like all the ways to get down throw to forward tilt or down smash on Spacies. I think specifically Falco that TDP made, who's like an old like retired Portland Sheik. But it's like deep in my Google Drive. I haven't looked at it in a while. So I will DM you what the actual percents are. But basically against Fox, if you down throw, when he's at like like kind of around 80%, or against Falco when he's at around like 80%, if they DI behind you or do no DI, you can forward to if they DI behind you, you can turn around forward tilt or turn around down smash, and if they do no DI, you can just forward tilt or down smash. So that's a situation where the forward tilt can just be optimal, especially because like if you down smash in that spot a few times, then the Spacey will just start DIing for the down smash, which means that if you forward tilt, it'll lead to forwarder. Because they're expecting, because they do the DI, they do the survival DI, expecting the down smash.
Yeah.
And that's also kind of just like a thing with Sheik in general. Like a lot of using forward tilt is like anticipating when they will be doing survival DI, or when they won't be ready to DI. So like with down throw, that means that since at the mid percents or low to mid percents, pretty much everyone that you can down throw combo is going to be expecting the forward tilt. That usually there's a better option. And then against Falcon, you can do that kind of stuff like forward tilt or down smash him out of down throw pretty early. You can actually re-grab him off of down throw, which is pretty silly.
Yeah, I noticed that while playing Maxwell. I'm like, man, this seems very possible.
Yeah, it is. So yeah, I think this is really important because down throw is a huge part of Sheik. Like it's one of the reasons I think why she's such a good. I think she's a good character for players. I guess like more. If we were in like 2000, like fucking 2007, I would say mind games based player. But it's a good character for, like Foos Jr., right? Who like never really plays melee except like the one epic he shows up to every year. Because like since Sheik Punish game really revolves around a lot around down throw, she's a pretty easy character to practice Punish game with. Because there's a very clear idea of what to practice. Because like if as Sheik, like your down throw punish, if you have your down throw punishes, then you get a lot of damage. Like a solid down throw punish on Marth when he's at 0% is like, or like somewhere around like 65%. Against Spacies and Falcon, it could be the whole stock. Against Peach, it can be a lot. Pretty much against every character except Ices. you can get a lot off a down throw.
That makes sense. ICs are kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah. So definitely, if you have time before ass and like to practice Sheik, just practice like nair out a shield for a few minutes, like go into Uncle Punch and turn on like the act out of jump displays or like the act out of jump squat display. Practice like platform movement for like a few minutes. Practice like ledge dashing for a few minutes. And then like maybe practice a few other like important things. But then just spend a ton of time practicing like down throw punishes.
Okay. Is there like
And
any way to primarily do that? Like, is there resources for me to go off of?
yeah, Drug Fox has written a lot of stuff on down throw punishes. I can invite you to the Sheik Discord because in our like matchup channels, there's pretty much always a down throw punish guide in the pinned post for each matchup.
Okay. I have that for Spacies, obviously, so I could probably take that.
Yeah, like I'll just show you. There's one of the best ones is the one Drug Fox wrote for Marth combos. I'll just bring it up.
Okay. Place this in my little family folder.
And there's also someone also just wrote an actual flowchart for it.
Nice.
But this is really good. Like if you watch Leffen play Sheik, like in Smart, like if you watch the Zane vs Leffen show match, he follows this guide like to the letter. So basically, this stuff kind of also applies to like if you play against like a Doc or a Mario, kind of a Peach. There's a lot of similar stuff with Peach. The same things kind of apply.
Okay.
So DI away against Marth, you regrab. Most light DIs away, you can regrab. And then no DI, you up tilt or up air. DI behind, you up tilt or up air. And the idea is that when up air doesn't knock down, you up tilt. And when up air knocks down, you switch to rising, preferably rising short hop up air. But full hop up air is more doable because for the short hop, if you want to get the most benefit out of it, like and make it more worth it to go for it over the full hop rising up air, you want to short hop rising up air, and then slightly delay your fast fall so that you get the auto cancel.
Okay.
Because if you get the L cancel, then it'll just be too slow, and going for the full hop up air will be more beneficial. Just because if you full hop up air someone, if they do a really juicy DI or even like most DIs, you can usually get like another up air. You can get a fair, you can get a back air, you can get a nair. You can get a lot of stuff. And then that's kind of similar against Peach. Like, you can get regrabs on Peach on DIOA up until, like, kind of, like, around 25 or so. Maybe a bit earlier. And then, for other DIs, you kind of do the same thing you do with Marth. Where you're looking for either up tilts or up airs. And that's generally going to be the way you combo a lot of midweight characters. Against like Doc, you're just looking for the same things as with Marth. You're looking for those juicy, like you can kind of regrab them again, kind of like Marth, but you're looking for those juicy like up tilts and up airs. And generally, up air is your money follow up on a lot of characters, unlike the more floatier characters in Melee.
That's off of like F tilt or up tilt or whatever.
Yeah, but the problem with F tilt, like, is that it doesn't really combo into up air very easily, or like platform combos very easily,
Okay.
which are actually a pretty big part of Sheik's combo game.
When do I want to use down air, like tech chasing on platform?
Yeah, so you want to use down air tech chasing on platforms.
Okay.
Um,
Did that. I think I did it once during a little.
yeah, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna hop into Uncle Punch and show you some stuff.
Okay.
Because I think that'd be good. Please. Okay. So, yeah, so platform follow-ups. Let's get Martha here. Let's take him to the battlefield. Let's put him to like 40. Make him always tech in place. And then do that.
Okay.
And generally, once he gets to like, you know, like 60 or so, that's when it really gets juicy. Because then you can like follow him on the platforms. Like it's it's really juicy.
Okay.
Landing a downer as a tech chase, as a platform tech chase, is I think one of the highest reward things you can do with Sheik. Because if you do it right, it will very often lead into either a kill or your opponent off stage.
Would up throw work in this scenario?
Up throw isn't that good because they're actionable right there.
What about fast followers?
So fast fallers.
Training mode.
It's really weird. It's pretty fraudulent. But once they get to like around this percent, then you can start doing that.
Okay.
But that, I think, if they DI away, actually they can still get it. You can still get it. Hold on. Yeah, but I don't know the specifics because when someone knows how it works, I just don't do it. But there is an option. There is a DI that Spaceys can do that just avoids all follow-ups from up throw. But especially, like, if I have a Spacey on FD or something, or, like, an FD or Pokemon, or, like, in the middle of the stage, and, they're at, like, around that percent, and especially if I have, like, a stock lead, sometimes I will just throw out the up throw to see if they can know how to DI it. Because if they don't know how to DI it, then you get the forward tilt and you could just kill them.
Okay.
But that's like the only situation where up throw is good.
I have a question. Quick one. What are the stages I take people?
Okay. So Sheik is a weird character. Because she doesn't have any stages that she really loves.
Okay.
And she also doesn't really have any stages that she really hates. Like, in general.
Reference based at that point?
It's kind of... So, especially, like... Generally, for each matchup, there will be, like... So, okay, I'll kind of just, like, run through them. So, like, Fox and Falco are kind of the same stage-wise. You don't like Pokemon and FD. Against Fox, it's because of, you know, up smash and up air. And also because they're very wide and they're not triplats. So your ways to approach Fox when he's just lasering you are more limited. And good Foxes will just sit there and laser you and force you to approach. And then against Falco, the same thing kind of applies, where he can just shoot laser at you and force you to approach. And then also because he has the Falco lasers, having the third platform, like having the tri-plat set up, you know, where there's the top platform, is really nice against Falco. And then really against really against Fox and Falco. The rest of it, besides trying to avoid playing on FD first, FD is the worst one, followed by Pokemon. Really, any of the stages are good. It just depends on your personal preference. It's just that generally, it kind of depends on like what the Fox or Falco player likes, because generally, Fox and the Falco players like Yoshi's, and generally they dislike Fountain.
Yeah.
So it's kind of becomes more of like picking what they dislike.
Yeah.
Because it's especially against someone I know is just like comfortable with all stages. A lot of the time, in a lot of matchups, I'll just go back to Battlefield if I lose game 1. Sometimes, like if I'm playing against like a really aggressive Fox or Falco, I'll go Dreamland. But usually, like, when in doubt, Battlefield is a pretty solid stage.
Okay.
One of the reasons that Battlefield is a pretty solid stage is because you can do that. You can't do that on any other stage, and you can't do it for free on any other stage.
Yeah.
So that opens up definitely a few possibilities for Sheik. And I think one of the reasons why Battlefield is a good Sheik stage. It's just that not a lot of people besides Sheik mains really know it. Especially because for Sheik's like top platform camping isn't really that common anymore. It doesn't really happen that much. So a lot of people don't really know that Sheik just gets that needle. Which I'm actually really bad at hitting. Because I just don't spend much time on the top platform.
Is there any stages where you can short hop to like needle onto the platform?
Yeah.
Choose your character.
And then I'll finish talking about stages.
Zelda.
So, Stadium and Yoshi's, you can do no impact lands on the platform with short hop back. So you can do stuff like that. That one is actually really good. A lot of people aren't expecting this one. Just no impact land into immediate runoff fair. It's like a nice little timing mix-up. Do you know about short hop back, by the way?
What do you mean by that?
The backflip?
Oh yeah, the backflip. Falco has the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Sheik's is really good.
Yeah.
You should, you should default with Sheik to using short hop back.
Like whenever I want to like jump, basically.
Yeah, if you want to jump, and you don't specifically want to be drifting forward immediately, you should pretty much always be short hop backing. Because like the hurt box is just much better than the normal short hop. Because like look, it's like it distorts a lot. Like if you short hop back and like if a Spacey or something like tries to aerial in this spot when Sheik is like this, Sheik is just gonna avoid it for free.
Right.
Whereas if she's doing the normal short hop, then that leg is gonna be dangling. So for that reason, when you're doing like fair zoning, like this kind of stuff, you want to be doing the short hop back.
Okay.
It's especially important with zoning with fair, because a lot of when you have a zoning option, like short hop back fair, a lot of the power is in how hard it actually is to hit and contest. And this is easier to hit and contest because of the leg dangling.
Right. Yeah.
So it becomes a more risky option.
I can see that.
But yeah, there are no impact lands with short hop back. There are also no impact lands on Stadium with normal short hop, but it's slower, so you should never do it. And then so you can do the same thing on Yoshi's, on the inside part of the side platforms, the ones that are closer, the parts that are closer to the ground.
Yeah.
But yeah, so stages. So yeah, Fox and Falco, you don't like FD and Pokemon. Everything else is pretty much fine. Marth, he doesn't like Dreamland. Traditionally, Sheiks don't like FD. And more recently, so generally, like when I play against EMs, I ban FD, and then he goes Pokemon. And then he bans Dreamland, and I go either Fountain or Battlefield, depending on how I'm feeling. For Puff, of course, you want to ban Dreamland. Although, depending on how platform heavy your Sheik is, there's also an argument for banning Battlefield, or not Battlefield, FD. Like, when Ben and HBox played at, I think, Riptide, because Ben is such a platform dependent Sheik, like platform heavy Sheik, HBox just kind of picked him to FD instead of Dreamland.
Okay.
Peach, I don't think there are any bad stages. It's just that Fountain and Dreamland are annoying in different ways. Because theoretically, on Dreamland, Sheik actually really likes the extra space to run around. It's just that Peach living longer is really annoying.
Right. Yeah.
And for Fountain, it's actually pretty good for Sheik. As long as you don't mindlessly walk into platform down smash, which is really annoying. So it's basically choosing both the option that you think your Peach opponent will be more annoying on, and banning that one, and also just like choosing the stage that you know will be happier playing on, right? Like, which nonsense are you more willing to deal with? And then Falcon, you love Yoshi's and Fountain because they're small and he has less room to dash dance.
I had a bunch of Falcons keep taking me to Yoshi's.
That's good. Let them keep doing it.
Okay.
Because Falcons love Yoshi's for some reason, even though it's bad for
It
them.
doesn't seem like their stage. Like, I mean, Knee kills early, but like not.
Yeah, that's all Falcon main needs.
It's like the same early as Battlefield. You just get less room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, take them to. If they're a lot of some Falcons will love Yoshi's and hate Fountain. So if you know you're playing against one of those, you can just kind of like during stage striking, just strategically strike so that they're inclined to pick Yoshi's as a starter. And then you don't really like FD and Pokemon. You actually, because they have more room for Falcon to run around with.
Right.
You actually like FD more than Pokemon because against Falcon the platforms are lava. Against Falcon, you want to be as grounded as possible, just because he's so good at hitting you out of your jump. Because Sheik's jump is so floaty. So in that stage, in that matchup, FD is actually better than Pokemon, I think, because the side plats are actually really good for Falcon's combos. And they're not super good for Sheik's combos, just because Falcon is a fast faller and can't die to the platforms. And then Ices, you ban FD.
I don't think I'll ever play against Ices, so I don't think I need to worry about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you ban FD, and then Pokemon isn't great just because there's no top platform, but beyond that, any tri-plat stage is good. Is there another one that you might play against on Thursday?
Is there another what?
Is there another matchup you might play on Thursday?
The only match I know of would be like potentially like Spaceys. It'd be like anything. I don't know if I'd like even play Sheik, but I might. I probably will just for the fun of it. The only ones I think I might be going against would be something like a Spacey of some sort, or like it's majority spacey there. Maybe another Sheik, but that's about it. There's like Bryce is maybe there sometimes. So I don't think there's anything major other than like Sheik and spaceys.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Do you have any more questions you want to have go on the record?
Let me think. How should I use needle? Like in general. General needle.
Okay, so are you watching my screen?
Yes. So double needle off flat?
It's really good. Because if you hit someone with the first needle, then it makes it much easier to land the second needle.
Okay.
And then also, generally, you can just do stuff like, you know, full hop away, like reverse needle onto the platform.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
two questions would be, one, when do I use it for, like, when the character is off ledge or on ledge, and then also, like, reverse needle cancel.
Reverse needle cancel isn't really that good. Like, the only Sheik that I know of to ever use reverse needle cancel consistently as part of their, like, neutral game is Android, Armada's brother.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say if it's worth going for because like Android never really topped out at more than top 40 in the world. So it's not. I don't think there's an argument that is like an essential top level technique.
For, like, I can only see it being used for like swag for backer. Like,
I mean, it is kind of nice against Puff because like basically you do stuff like that, right? And then against Puff, you can do the full hop version. Because she's slower. And she's more likely to be up there in that area.
Right.
But yeah, reverse needle cancel is really good for grabbing ledge. Oh man. But I'm actually, like I said, I'm actually pretty bad at reverse needle cancel consistently. But it's one of the easiest ways for Sheik to grab ledge.
I use the stupid double puff method.
I think double move is fine. I don't know exactly what the speed comparison is like.
It
but
might be a bit faster.
But also, as far as ways to grab ledge, this is your fastest way. It's wave dash towards, smash turn, wave dash back.
Okay.
Wave dash forward, dash, smash turn, wave dash back, and then fast fall to ledge.
Right.
And you can also grab it out of your dash stance, like that. And then, yeah, I guess really the biggest thing I noticed about your Sheik is that it was just doing too many moves before the knockdown.
Yeah.
Like, I think...
I just don't know percents.
Okay, so, cheat sheet. Cheat sheet against... for knockdown percents. Also, use ID data.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know that site?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, if you don't know knockdown percents for any character, that's the best website to use. But I remember knockdown percents based on Fox because obviously that's Sheik's worst matchup. So I orient my knockdown percent knowledge around that. But F tilt knocks down Fox at 24. Dash attack knocks him down at 20. I think down smash knocks him down at like 19 or 20. And then like fair and nair, they don't start knocking down until a bit later. But really, so it's really just important to remember that you can't, on like the average character, you can't F tilt until about like 25 or 26, and you can't dash attack until like 21 or 22. And you can't down smash until like around 20. So just keep those percents in mind.
What buttons do I click to get to where to find this?
I got you. I'll run you through it.
Okay.
So, are you watching my screen?
Yeah, I am.
So, like, if we're figuring out Sheik knockdown percents,
Okay.
you select Sheik as the attacker, and then, like, for up tilt, say, you select. It doesn't really matter. Generally, all these ID numbers will be the same, just different, like different frames of the hitbox. I think I'm pretty sure. And like for moves that have a light hitbox and a clean hitbox, there'll be something saying so. Like there'll be a clean thing, like clean menu, and a late menu. So basically, you select your move, and then you go over here, and you select your character that you're attacking and their percent.
Okay.
So, oh god, what do they do? Okay. So yeah, so like for Fox, so then you just play around with the percents. And you just lower it until you see where it knocks down. So F tilt starts knocking Fox down at 24.
Okay.
And then another really good thing to do is use the attempt crouch cancel part of the program, which just makes the factors crouch cancel into the calculation. So this is where doing this using this toggle is when you learn how badly Sheik gets messed up by CC, because F tilt doesn't start knocking down through crouch cancel against Fox until 79.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Rough. And that's just holding down.
that's true crouch cancel.
Yeesh.
So like down tilt's even worse. It doesn't knock down through CC until 103. It's really bad. And then like also this is another one that a lot of I didn't really see you doing it too much, but this is another one that a lot of kind of like low level Sheiks do. They do the weak bear, which like especially like they do run off weak bear off the platform or like shield drop weak bear. Because a lot of Sheik players have a misconception that engaging someone when they're directly below you is good, when actually it's just terrible, because Sheik has no good ways to do that.
Would you just want to jump away, or like...
So generally, if someone is below you directly, you want to maneuver so that you can get either a fair or a back air. So you want to be diagonal to them.
Okay.
But weak bear doesn't knock Fox down until 91. So yeah, remember, that's why a really important part of Sheik is spacing your aerials properly.
Right.
Because even her aerials, like if you don't space bear properly, or you don't space nair or fair properly, you could just get punished for it. Like you could just get CC punished for it. And that's also a big reason why needles are so good, is that they allow you to set up grabs. Because another really... I'll go back into Uncle Punch to show you this. But another really important usage of needles is as a combo starter. So if we take... let's take Martha in here again. If we take Marth into combo trainer, and we... Well, so really what's happening here... There we go. So, if you can combo needles into grab pretty consistently. It's just weird because it's not necessarily a true combo all of the time. But, again, because, like I was talking about earlier, like, because in Melee and in fighting games in general, situations like this needle, right? where you're doing something and you're timing it and you're timing another move after it, situations like that favor the attacker, right?
Yeah.
Because the attacker is inherently going to have better reaction time because they know what's going to happen beforehand. So that means that even though technically it isn't guaranteed all the time, the needle grab, but also like right there, I just got it. Even though it's not guaranteed all the time, it still works pretty much all the time if you can get these juicy needles set up.
And even
Like
if
right
it's
there.
lower, it doesn't
So
matter.
yeah, so if you the goal is to get it as low as possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically, a lot of the time you can find some full hop needles. You can do stuff like, hold on. You can do stuff like that, right?
Okay. Yeah.
You can run away and then needle. So something that's kind of good is like running away and then doing like a short hop needle as like a whiff punish. So yeah, and then also like against like Marth and Peach and Puff, like characters that are going to be spending a lot of time at full screen with you, that are not Falcon, because against Falcon you actually have to be really fucking far away to be at the point where he can't just run at you and stomp, or like knee or neutral you for charging needles. But against like Marth, Peach, Puff, you can just do.
You could just kind of dash back and charge.
Yeah. And that's really good against those characters. I don't do it that much just because I never really have thought about doing it until relatively recently. But it is really good against those characters.
Okay. That's just because they're slower. So something like Fox would not be a
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, because Fox is fast, but also because, like, Marth especially loves being on the ground.
Yeah.
And he loves waiting for you to approach. So by needling, you punish him for being on the ground, and you also make him approach. So yeah. I think that's about all I got, unless you have any more questions.
I don't think I do inherently.
Okay.
I'd probably just like.
Yeah, just shoot me a DM.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is kind of just like general Sheik stuff.
Yeah.
General Sheik strategy. And technical things.
I feel like